This right here, folks, is the day that I learned the reality of how dangerous a plane can be. I learned this in the Bahamas. They have the planes that just go island to island, very short trip, like a 20-minute trip. And they actually look like crop dusters more than anything. They got one propeller. They only seat about 8 people, 10 at the most. And they have to know the weight of everything that goes on board the aircraft before the plane can take off. And I had never been through that before. And a guy comes to me with a clipboard in his hand. He said, "Sir, how much do you weigh?" I said, "Why do you need to know?" He said, "So we'll know how much fuel to put in." I said, "Fill it up." I'll buy, fill it up. I weigh 600 damn pounds, fill it up. Whether you had to die in a plane crash because some fat woman lied about her weight. And hell, they'll do it too. Like, well, I'd just soon be dead. Just tell him how much I weigh. You know? You know what happens now when a teenager kills 4 people? We say, bless his heart. You know why he did that? No role model. He should have had a role model. And who does the media of today define as role models? River Phoenix, remember him? River Phoenix, Kurt Cobain. Remember him? Call them role models. The tragedy of the kids lost a role model. God help us. John Wayne was a role model. And John Wayne's mama didn't eat no yogurt. She ate red-eye gravy. And when she had a baby, out popped John Wayne. And then we switched. We got scared of a loaded baked potato with butter and sour cream. We all switched to rice pilaf. Started going into a restaurant and ordering a salad and a fruit cup. And who have we ended up with now? Michael Jackson and Pee Wee Herman. I say case closed. By the way, speaking of Michael Jackson, of course, when I first heard he was married to Lisa Marie, I said, at least we know for sure now that Elvis is dead. It's only been about 18 months ago that Michael paid off that 13-year-old boy out of court settlement, $12 million, on the sexual allegation charge. Now, Michael admits that he slept with that little boy, but he said it was like a slumber party. Nothing happened. I believe him on that. Well, I know the night that I spent with him. I swear he never touched me. He didn't even act like he wanted to. I mean, hell, go figure, you know. But I can tell you this. If Michael would give me $12 million, he could sit on my face. And I'd learn to love it. Michael, I'm home.
But here's what happens with the Baptist. More likely than not, we'll spend more time talking about the food and who brought which dish than we do talking about the poor fellow who passed away. Now, we've all been there, and you know what happens. somebody dies, and everybody starts showing up. Some of them we haven't seen in weeks, months, or years. The reason they're there now is because someone has died. But once they get there, all the conversation goes like this. I'm going to try to illustrate this if I don't fall down. If I fall, you catch me. There's two groups of gossip, okay? All the men folk, the guys, they're sitting out here in the backyard just talking. Now remember, the only reason they're here is because someone has died. But here's their conversation. Have any of y'all heard her say what she's going to do with his pickup? That truck just got 13,000 miles on it. I wouldn't mind having that truck. Well, she can't drive it. It's a stick shift. I'm going to ask her about that truck. Of course, I ain't going to say nothing right now. But maybe tomorrow, when we get back from the cemetery, and I hope like hell that preacher don't talk all damn day. I'd like to get home before dark. But I'm going to ask her about that truck. I can get a cosigner. My niece, she'll cosign. My nephew can't cosign for nobody right now until he gets that crock pot out of the way. But the real conversation, folk, is among the women folk. They're sitting here in the house, around the kitchen table, the dining room, where all the food is. Here's their conversation. Well, I see Elizabeth brought that macaroni salad. I knew she'd do this. I guarantee you one damn thing. If it had been somebody on her side of the family, she'd have brought some kind of meat. Well, let me tell you what I'm talking about. When her sister's husband died, he's the one who got killed using a chainsaw. He'd always wanted a chainsaw, and it was his birthday. So we all pitched in, you know, and 200 of us. $3 a piece. And we told her, we said, now you're not going to get no Christmas. But anyway, he was outside there cutting down fence posts. He didn't have no trees. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even his fence. So the neighbor shot him. Anyway, when he died, that being her side of the family, she baked a ham. Well, she said she baked it. She didn't bake that ham. It had pineapple rings and cherries stuck on it. I said, that's a Piggly Wiggly ham right there. But I didn't want to start nothing. Now let me show you all the difference. When my cousin died, now we're talking about my side of the family. He's the one who drilled himself to death. Okay? What happened was he had this high-powered Black & Decker drill, and he was going to put the screw back in his cowboy belt buckle. I know. I told him, I said, I think I'd take that belt off first. He said, don't tell me how to use my drill. I said, okie dokie. He get about halfway through and sneezes. And his own blood thinner. He bled to death while his wife was in the next room watching Price is Right. She didn't hear a damn thing. Anyway, when he died, that being my side of the family, guess what she showed up with? 11 deviled eggs. Now, who in the hell would make an odd number of deviled eggs? We think she ate one on the way over here.
Oh my, see, you got to learn to have a good time every day. No matter how much money you're making, what kind of job you got, what kind of house you live in, we all have a day that comes along where on that day, we feel kind of sorry for ourselves, like everybody around us has got a better life than us. They're making more money, they got a better house, and we're just tired of Chattanooga, tired of where we live, we're just bored, like the world's going by and leaving us behind. On a day like that, you need some excitement in your life, a spark to your day. You listen to what I'm telling you, I wouldn't lead you wrong. You try this sometime. It is against the law to go through a red light. It is not against the law to stop on green. I do that every once in a while. Oh, it's chaos. See, they didn't think anybody would ever do it. There's no law on the books. The policeman's going to pull you over and he's going to say, hey, you stopped on green. And you can say, yeah, I know it. Have a good day. You ever heard somebody say this? I'm out of work, I don't have any money, I can't go anywhere, but I still like to see other people have a good time. Liars, liars, liars. I'm going to be honest with you, if I'm miserable, I'm going to mess up somebody's life. Here's what you can do. If you're not working, all you're doing is watching television. So anytime, Monday through Friday, right at lunchtime, when McDonald's is the busiest, go through their drive-in window, order a bunch of stuff, then pretend your car won't start. Just sit there and block the window. Sometimes you'll have cars lined up a half mile, and every one of them's got to be back to work in 30 minutes, except you. And you ain't got diddly squat today. Just get out and sit on the hood. Wave at them. You can talk to them if you want to. You can say things like, how long y'all get for lunch? This right here, this right here is what got me really afraid to fly. If you go to the Bahamas, any of those islands in that area, they have these little commuter planes. Not like Delta's commuters. These things actually look like crop dusters. One propeller, they hold about 8 people, 10 at the most, and they have to know the weight of everything that goes on board the aircraft. And I had never been through that before. And a guy came up to me with a clipboard in his hand. He said, "Sir, how much do you weigh?" I said, "Why do you need to know?" He said, "So we'll know how much fuel to put in." I said, "Fill it up." I'll buy, fill it up. I weigh 600 damn pounds, fill it up. Wouldn't you hate to die in a plane crash because some fat woman lied about a weight? And hell, you know, they'll do it too. Like, well, I'd rather be dead than tell them how much I weigh, you know. But I tell you what, folks, at least in this part of the country, the Midwest, the Southeast, see, we have to deal with the very worst Mother Nature can throw at the human race. See, on the West Coast, California, they don't have tornadoes, and they don't have hurricanes. That's just on this coast. Tornadoes occur in the Midwest, the Southeast. New England, like Vermont, Rhode Island, they don't have tornadoes. You've heard the expression, it's biblical, and your mother has said it. You've heard it. God never gives us more, or puts more on us than we can handle. That's how come he sends that stuff to us. He would never send a tornado to damn California. Hell, then you couldn't deal with it. That's why all they get out there is what I call silly weather, limp-wristed weather. Like mud's like mud, it's damn mud. Where else in America would mud be a natural disaster? Down here, we put big wheels on something and get out and play it. And do you ever think about what dumb things people say? Now, I don't mean dumb things that dumb people say. They're supposed to. Really, it's kind of like their job. Really. I'm talking about the dumb things that intelligent, cultured, sophisticated people, like me and you. You know this television show? I know y'all sitting there saying us maybe. I know. You know this television show Knight Rider where they got the talking car? The next time you're watching that show and there's other people in the room, somebody in the room, usually a college graduate, somebody will say, I bet you that's somebody else doing that voice. They do. You feel like saying, boy, that education's paid off for you. But we don't, but we say, oh, it probably is. Probably like it's open for debate.
They have some food for us down the hall. James Gregory, our comedian friend from Atlanta, every time I look down there in the food line, you are down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think I've gained 3 or 4 pounds the past 2 days. Somebody asked me, they said, James, I think you're putting on weight. I said, well, I just had breakfast. Sometimes, it depends on what time of day you get back there. Sometimes I'm the only one eating the real food. At lunch yesterday, they had sugar-free bran muffins. I asked the lady, I said, are you kidding me? Sugar-free means it's not sweet. There's no vanilla chocolate frosting. There's no cream cheese in the middle. There's no jelly. That's what I used to call a rock, you know. I noticed, and I learned in traveling, when I do my comedy shows, there's always another comedian on the show with me. And it's usually a guy that's much younger. Like age-wise, he's a generation behind me. And I don't know where in the dickens these young guys, I don't know where the mother was. I mean, these guys were not raised right. I mean, they don't smoke. A lot of them don't even drink. I mean, ain't that odd? It's like working with little girls, really. I mean, we go out to lunch. I'm embarrassed to go to lunch with them. I wouldn't be embarrassed if they were women. These are grown men in a public restaurant, a 5-page menu, and what do they get? Tuna tomato. Tuna tomato. Or an $8 Caesar salad. You think about this now. It's 4 ounces of romaine lettuce. 4 ounces. And they go, it's just $7.95. Let's all get one. I'd get a whole bucket of chicken for $8. And everybody's in this health craze now. The political correctness is even taking over our eating habits. I'm just not going to jump on that bandwagon. I mean, I went to the doctor. I had a complete physical from head to toe in 1968. Why do I need a second opinion? I mean, and they'll make fun of my food because while they're sitting there grazing around their lunch, they just graze and interrogate the waiter. Was this butter? Is this margarine? Was this fried? Was this grilled? Come on, eat. Just eat. You know? While they're going through all that, I'm sitting there with chicken fried steak, extra gravy, mashed potatoes, extra gravy, a lot of cornbread, a lot of butter, and I mean real butter. None of that little wimpy stuff like, I can't believe it's not butter. Come on. And they also have, I can't believe it's not butter spray. It's a butter mist. I'm going to tell you all something. If your daughter is dating a guy who sprays his butter, there's not going to be any grandkids. I'm just telling you. I come from a background. My mother used to say that an empty stomach is the devil's playground. You know how some people say, I can't do so-and-so on an empty stomach. I can't do so-and-so on an empty stomach. My family, we can't eat on an empty stomach. If we're awake, we're eating, you know. But those young guys I just talked about, they'll make fun of me. They'll point at my food. And they'll go, you know what that greasy food's going to do to you? I'm like, Yeah, fill me up. I have to eat that way. I need to maintain my strength because I'm usually one of the pallbearers. when my healthy friends drop dead working out. And we all know that does happen, you know. And we had a young fellow, a radio personality in Atlanta, Georgia. This was on the news. He worked at a radio station. He dropped dead. He was 31 years old, 31. And he was, after work, he'd go to the gym and he'd work out. He was trying to press weight X number of pounds and had a heart attack. And they talk about what a tragedy that was. I'm thinking, well, you know, come on. You're lifting heavy stuff after you've punched out. Who would do that? I'm off work, let me go lift something heavy. The reason I'm still kicking, because while he was doing that, I was laying on the couch watching Andy Griffith. Yeah. So you have to be careful. It's okay to take care of yourself, but don't get it. This is extreme physical fitness. I got a tour. I name every tour. And this one is Exercise Can Kill You. It's on the news all the time. But you've heard stories about some fellow who'll drop dead jogging. Drop dead jogging. Imagine that. He's got car payments of $300 a month, and the buffoon is out running. And I've never heard a single story about anybody dropping dead, eating banana pudding, watching TV. You know, And this right here sounds like a joke, but it's not a joke. It really happened. This past summer was a year ago. There were four incidents of where a plane would be on the runway. And for no obvious reason, the engine would just fall off and hit the pavement. Do you hear me? The damn motor fell off. Y'all sound like you see that every day. Yeah, I just saw that yesterday. You know what? Now look, this is true. The FAA said that was caused by a malfunction in the airplane toilet. In the toilet. Do you see what they're telling us? Somebody flushed a commode and the damn motor fell off. So you listen to me. The next time you're up there about 30,000 feet and you're sitting there going, I don't think I can hold this any longer. Think again. I don't care if you pee in your briefcase. And let's not forget about Aloha Airlines. They're the ones that had that airplane that took off as a hard top, come back as a convertible. The top blew off. And the dumb things the people would say once they got off the plane. These are people who flew in and landed in an airplane that didn't have a top. It didn't have a damn top. And one lady actually said this. She said, at first, I didn't even notice it. I just reached out to push the stewardess button and the sun was in my eyes. Now, in case you all haven't noticed this so far, I'll point it out to you. I don't do any sexual or political humor, and I'll tell you why. I keep getting the two confused. Really, I was on this television show in New York some weeks ago, and they asked me, they said, what do you think about the Middle East position? Don't be getting ahead of me on this. I said, well, heck, I enjoyed it. But it hurt my wife's back. Do you ever think about what dumb things people say? Now, I don't mean dumb things that dumb people say. They're supposed to. Really, it's kind of like their job. I'm talking about the dumb things that intelligent, cultured, sophisticated people, like me and you. Y'all sitting there saying, us maybe. You know this television show, Knight Rider? The next time you're watching that show and there's other people in the room, somebody in the room, usually a college graduate, somebody will say, I'll bet you that's somebody else doing that voice. You feel like saying, boy, that education's paid off for you. But we don't, though. We say, oh, it probably is. Probably like it's open for debate. You know. And remember when you was a little kid, how somebody that you loved a lot would say things out of ignorance that would embarrass you sometime? My mother would do that. Somebody remember back in high school when you had to diagram sentences? My mother was at a PTA meeting. She asked my teacher, she said, how's Junior doing? That was me. The teacher said, well, he's doing pretty good, but he's having trouble with his dangling participle. True story, my mother says, well, he can't have it. It's been that way since he was 3 years old. What happened was he got it caught in the spokes of his tricycle. Oh, it was awful. Went right over the handlebars. He just laid out there and hollered and hollered. See, when you're a small child, the adult language doesn't make any sense. My mother would come out on the porch and she'd say, if you fall out of that tree and break your leg, I'm going to whip your butt. And I'm thinking, what a cool woman. Life is short, whether you live to be 80 or whether you live to be 40 or somewhere in between. In the total scheme of things, we call this universe, life is short. You got to learn. I know people who will let early morning traffic congestion on the way to work ruin their whole day. With all the real problems in the world, that's a little bit silly, don't you think? Have a new attitude out there. You get bogged down in morning traffic, look at the man in the car next to you, give him a smile, and point at his wheel. He'll pull over and you can go right on through. Oh, man. Something I've seen all my life just got on my nerves some days ago. You ever be going down a 2-lane highway, you come upon a truck in front of you. And on that truck, there'll be a sign that says, wide load. First of all, why is the sign even there? If you was going down the highway and you come upon a wide load, wouldn't you just mentally say to yourself, well, doggone. There goes a wide load. But no, they always put a sign back there. Could be a law, I don't know. But you look closer and they're hauling a house. Listen to me, there's a 3-bedroom home going down the highway. Have you ever said to yourself, and I bet you have because I can tell that me and you think a lot. Have you ever said to yourself, who are these people? Why can't they be like the rest of us? When you and I get ready to move, we get in the car, we drive around, we look for another house. What come over these nerds, huh? Had they been living at a place 10 or 12 years, sitting around the dinner table on a Sunday afternoon, staring out the window, they decided they were just sick of the view. Well, heck, honey, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's just load this sucker up. Imagine going to visit a friend, and not only is he not home, but his house is gone. I enjoyed it, and I think what I enjoyed the most was I got enough money out of that to make a car payment.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was about a month behind. I'm all caught up
car
now.
too.
Right.
Who do we have representing the plaintiffs?
That's me, Your Honor. Harold P. Cheatham from Rob Cheatham and Steel at your service.
Go Cheatham. Proceed, Lawyer Cheatham.
Your Honor, the law says a person cannot portray a private individual in a piece of fiction so that that person is identifiable, and at the same time hold that person up to ridicule and embarrassment in his own hometown. And that is exactly what's happened to my clients, these poor, miserable, pathetic people.
And that's exactly why I'm going to throw the book in. I'm going to throw.
a while.
A long time.
I'm sitting here looking at you. You look different.
I had cosmetic surgery. I had a facelift. Phase 1, I'm going to go back again. See, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I was just so reluctant to do anything that would take away from my natural beauty.
You must have had a big part in the movie.
Well, I got Ray to co-sign.
Oh, Ray co-sign. You made the car payment
I
with
said,
what it
this is
paid.
going to cost a lot. I need a co-signer for this surgery.
I didn't know you were going back again, though.
Yeah, I got to go back again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, you'll have to do another movie.
But we can make payments.
You may have to sell the car.
What are they doing in phase 2?
Phase 2? Well, just, some more stuff, And then I think I'm going to get some hair. I'm going to buy some hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calm down, Gov.
And I wanted help. I wanted some help with the rest of the body, and they just said it was beyond help.
Yeah, I got you.
So, so I'm going to tell them I just take a face shot of it.
I'll introduce you to this bagpipe player I met, and I think he knows how to do that.
Oh, does he? And listen, think about this. Department stores are practicing medicine for almost 20 years. We think it's all right. Let's say you go over to Sears and Roebuck just to look around. And by the way, if you notice, that's what we all do at Sears now. Nobody buys anything over there. Well, you're off this afternoon. What you gonna do? Well, I'll tell you. I think I'll go over to Sears and look around. All right. You're over at Sears. You're in the lower level, the basement. That's the hardware department. All you're doing is checking out what's new with Black & Decker. You ain't gonna buy nothing, you just look at it. Now you get ready to leave. You go around the lawnmowers. Well, let me interrupt this a minute. Lawnmowers. On every lawnmower you've ever seen, not a sticker, not a label, embedded, molded into steel so you can't ever erase it. It says, keep hands and feet away from blade. You know what that means? Sometime in the past, some nut has said to his wife, honey, come here, let's trim them toenails of yours. Anyway. All right, now, you're leaving Sears, you're headed toward the, listen. You know what else you do while you're there? You always take time to look at that 72-drawer tool chest. Every Sears store has one. They've never sold the darn thing. Nobody wants it. It weighs 1.5 tons. Where would you put it? They put it on sale twice a year. Nobody buys it. I grew up going with my daddy to look at that. He'd sit in the Sunday morning paper. He'd say, look at him, Junior. That was me. I see Sears has got that 72-drawer tool chest on sale again. You want to go over there after dinner and look at it? I'd say, yeah, I'll go with you over there. See, I guess that that's what's really wrong with this country today. Sons don't go with their dads to look at toolboxes no more. I bet you that there's some of you in here that never went with your daddy to look at paneling. See? My dad didn't need no paneling. He just liked to look at it. He'd sit in the paper on Sunday morning. He'd say, look at here, Junior. I see they got that paneling on sale again. You want to go over there and look at it? I'd say, yeah, I go with you over there. Anyway. And I'll tell you something else, too. I'm going to see my dad again Monday. If he wants to go look at something else, hell, I'm going to go with him. You ain't got but one daddy, you know. All right, now, we're still in that Sears store, ain't we? We got to move along. Now, all right, you're leaving Sears, headed toward the door. On your way out, you bump into an optometrist. Listen to me, there's an eye doctor working in the basement of Sears. Don't you know that his mom and dad are real proud of him? Think about his parents. They're the ones that mortgaged the house, cashed up the life insurance to educate this twerp, hoping someday to brag on him. Hey, George, that son of yours, the one went to college for 13 years. Where's he working now? Sears. If I can't get out of my car, I just don't want to go, you know. I don't mind flying, say, once a year, just to catch up on my drinking and my praying. But I just never have been comfortable up there. I mean, at 30,000 feet, if something comes loose and falls off, it's pretty much over. It's not like you can go, shh, where's that noise coming from? I'm going to pull off up here and see what that is. And look what's been in the news lately. I mean, come on. You know, drunk pilots. Drunk pilots.
That's right.
I mean, who's going to pull them over? Tell me. You know.
You know, the thing to do is just when you get on that plane, I figured it out. When you get on there, just don't put all your weight down.
That's because you don't weigh as much as I do. Oh, by the way, let me tell you something. Oh, gosh. I got to calm down on this. Here's how dangerous air travel can be. You ever been to the Caribbean or the Bahamas where they have the planes that go from one island to the next? Yeah. Call it island hopping. The plane looks like a crop duster. Yes. And they have to know the weight of everything that goes on board the aircraft before it can take off. I had never been through that. A guy comes up to me with a clipboard in his hand. He says, "Sir, how much do you weigh?" I said, "Why do you need to know?" He said, "So we'll know how much fuel to put in." I said, "Fill it up." I weigh 500 pounds. Fill it up. Wouldn't you hate to die in a plane crash because some fat lady lied about her weight? And they'll do it too. Like, well, I just assume be dead. Just tell him how much I weigh, you know. Oh, by the way, the next time you're up there and they come around and take your drink order, just say, "I'll have what the pilots are having." I mean, It was only 12 years ago that they officially categorized obesity as a disease. It's official. Obesity is a disease. Fat people can't help it. It's just like polio. Maybe someday they'll find a cure. Nobody in this room really believes that obesity is a disease. I mean, come on. Where do you folks think I caught this? Got too close to a fat person. They sneezed, now I got it. And real big people are always short-winded. And they should be. See, I'm short-winded. I'm probably more short-winded than anybody in here tonight. What do you weigh right here? What do you weigh? What do you weigh? 150. You're saying 150? A grown man. Are you? Are you sick? You know that. What's your name? What's your first name? Huh? R-O-D. Rod. R-O-D. Are you retired or working? You're working. What kind of work you do? I know there's no heavy lifting. I know that. But what kind of work you do? A surgeon. A surgeon? Are you a doctor? Well, I bet here's a good line you can use with your fat patients. Have you tried this, Rod? Try this. Look, you need to tell them,
Matter of fact, they'll get a kick out of it. Say, look, honey, let me put it this way. You need to lose what I weigh. And, see what I'm saying? They might. And look, and don't misunderstand that. If you listen carefully, I never make fun of anyone for being overweight. That's part of my heritage. My whole family can carry their own shade with them.
And I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard rumors that Kmart now has a brain surgeon on their payroll. I mean, it's kind of obvious those cashiers got their lobotomy somewhere. You ever heard somebody say this? I think I'll make a quick stop here at Kmart. Not likely, no. Takes you 30 seconds to find what you want and the rest of your life to get through checkout. Now, let me illustrate this for you very quickly. It's Saturday morning, you're off work, you're cleaning the apartment. You need 1 can of Comet for the bathroom, that's all you need. You run over to Kmart, you know you won't be in there long, so you park where it says no parking. You leave the motor running. You dummy. But sure enough, once you get in the store, it only takes you about 30 seconds to find what you want. You got your hand on this can of Comet. And you're so happy. You're almost bubbly. Store's not crowded. Matter of fact, you're the only one there. Now you get there to pay for it. It's just you, 1 can of Comet, and the Kmart cashier. And you know what she's like. Sir, these are 2 for $1. And you just got 1. Well, of course she's stumped. What a math problem. Customer assistance, register 1.
But I tell you what, folks, at least in this part of the country, the Midwest, the Southeast, see, we have to deal with the very worst Mother Nature can throw at the human race. See, on the West Coast, California, they don't have tornadoes, and they don't have hurricanes. That's just on this coast. Tornadoes occur in the Midwest, the Southeast. New England, like Vermont, Rhode Island, they don't have tornadoes. You've heard the expression, it's biblical, and your mother has said it, you've heard it. God never gives us more, or puts more on us than we can handle. That's how come he sends that stuff to us. He would never send a tornado to damn California. Hell, they just couldn't deal with it. That's why all they get out there is what I call silly weather, limp-wristed weather. Like mud's like mud, it's damn mud. Where else in America would mud be a natural disaster? Down here, we put big wheels on something and get out and play it. Is it just me, or does it seem like tornadoes in the news more than they used to be? I mean, every week there's a tornado somewhere. Of course, I'm from tornado country. I live in Georgia. And I know there's a lot of heartache, there's a lot of tragedy. We hate to see it on the news. But I got this theory I've come up with after a lifetime of watching news coverage or tornadoes. I believe there's a conspiracy to make those of us who live in tornado country to look ignorant on TV. Don't you find it odd that after thousands of tornadoes, thousands of destroyed homes over the years, they never can interview anybody
that's been to the dentist. You have never seen on the evening news a tornado victim from a trailer park in a three-piece suit, a monogrammed shirt, going, yes, this was rather devastating. A tree fell on the Lexus, and there's quite a bit of rubble in our hot tub. I believe with all my heart that when a tornado hits, the news director at the local TV station, he tells his reporter, get out to the trailer park and interview a dumbass. And try to find one who's married to a fat woman. And listen, have you noticed that everything's destroyed except for the produce sign? And the camera zooms in on that. Tomatoes for sale, spelled with an R. 45 cents a pound or £2 for $1. Now the whole world knows we can't spell, and hell, we can't add either. And here's the couple they interview. The husband, the head of the household, he's always real sickly, anemic looking, real frail, like 112 pounds. 108 without the belt buckle. Wearing a John Deere cap. Got that out of layaway. He's got a tattoo on a wooden arm. It's so funny. He saw a sign at the mall, tattoo it while you wait. He said, hell, I ain't gotta wait. Got a tire gauge in his pocket. That's in case the trailer don't seem level. And he's wearing a key ring with 2 pounds of keys. What the hell is that all about? There's only 3 doors in this man's life. Truck, trailer, and tool shed. Now there it says next to his wife. His wife, God bless her, weighs 400. Wearing those tight polyester pants. You know, little irrigation ditches and all. Why do they wear that? Don't they know how that looks? I know they're fat, but hell, they're not blind. How can a 400-pound woman put on tight polyester pants, then look in a mirror and go, all right? And she's always wearing... I just thought of this, I'm going to throw it in. She's always wearing flip-flops. Because she thinks her feet are her best feature. And sadly, she's right about that. And she's always wearing a beeper. Let me tell you all about fat people and beepers. They should wear the old kind of beeper, the one that made a noise. They got these modern high-tech ones now. They don't make a noise. They simply vibrate. Well, trust me on this. If you weigh 400 pounds, you're missing calls. You'll feel something, you'll just think it's sweat, you know. And what does the guy always say about the tornado? I thought it was a freight train. There's not a railroad track within 100 miles. But this rocket scientist thinks the locomotive just made a left into his driveway. Folks, look, I am not the smartest guy in the world. But I can tell you this, if I was sitting in my den at home and just thought that there's a train somewhere near my mailbox, my FedEx would be out of there. And by the way, let me give you a little tip too. You remember a few years ago when the tornado went downtown Nashville, Tennessee? It went right downtown. Tornadoes just don't go downtown. And to make sure that never happens where you live, here's what you need to do. On the outskirts of your city, put up a decoy trailer park. That'll be like cheese in a trap. I tell you what, you pay close attention and see if this right here for most of you out there tonight, see if this don't bring back some precious, fond childhood memories to you about your mother and that covered dish. You think back a long time ago now when you was like, oh, just yay big. It'd be late in the evening, early nighttime. Everybody's out on the front porch after supper, about half asleep. Pot roast will do that to you. Remember those the good old days in America where a mother forced the kids to overeat. Made them eat. All right, y'all don't eat all that pot roast. I ain't going to make another one. Well, hell. Do you remember this? Remember as a little kid, we'd all be sitting on the doorsteps, a kid would. All the grown folks could spend an hour discussing among themselves the last time it came a good rain. To a small kid, that never made no sense. But we couldn't say nothing back in those days. You couldn't back talk your folks. But they'd be sitting on the front porch, somebody would go, boy, we sure could use a good rain. Hell, it ain't rained real good since that last Friday in May. Somebody's going, no, hell, it's rained since then. No, I'll tell you how I know. They're Friday before Memorial Day. Memorial Day is last Monday in May. Friday before that, my car broke down on I-20. Had to walk 3 miles to the payphone. I got soaked. Last damn Friday in May. So I said, no, I'll tell you what. It rained the second Saturday in June. Reason you don't know, you was in jail that weekend. He said, well, that wasn't my fault. If y'all got a bondsman, I could have got out there on Friday. Then somebody else will say, well, anyway, we need rain. Well, yeah, I didn't say we didn't need no rain. And in our little hearts as children, we were sitting on the doorstep thinking to ourselves, who gives a right size when it rains?
Working does not bother me at all.
Yeah, and I think we all took for granted that would be an attribute that would continue to be prominent in our society. And you know, I can't even wrap my mind around someone who doesn't work.
Doesn't want to work.
Yeah, that physically and mentally can. It boggles the mind that anyone who is physically and mentally capable of working will choose not to work or have no issue with not working.
And I also think, too, sometimes it depends on who raised you, who'd you grow up with. My dad, uneducated gentleman, and my mom, for that matter. My dad never got past the 4th grade. My mother never got past the 3rd grade. But my father, here's something that he told me and my brother a zillion times when we was growing up. My dad would say, nobody owes you anything.
Right.
Nobody owes you anything.
Right.
And my dad always went to work or he went out looking for work. And I'm my father's son.
Yeah. That is something that we all miss. And we used to think that was a given. And most of the people that you knew when we were growing up had dads that pretty much sent the same message.
Yeah.
But now that is not a given.
You know, people should laugh every day. It's good for you. The problem is you can't go out and see a comedian every night of the week. You people have got to learn to amuse yourselves. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips. Like, for instance, the next time you're the lead car in a funeral procession, make a wrong turn. Oh, what the heck? Lead everybody to do a car wash. Hot wax for the bereaved. They like that, you know. And my favorite thing, you can do this anytime. The next time you're in the supermarket, put things in other people's buggy when they're not looking. And then get behind them in the checkout line. I swear, you'll see them, they're just like this, like. I don't remember getting that. Then they'll pay for it.